CV. Good morning. We are here with GEMMA in Thailand. You are in Bangkok and I'm in Paris. I'm Jos Berry. And we are going to talk about the enormous progress GEMMA has made because you are quite a young company, no?
Yes, we've probably been around maybe 10, 12 years maximum around that time.
That is amazing. A family company now leader in the market in certainly in certain quality, very impressive. And also in the same group is Bishop Gamma and of course Eschler, which is very famous for its grounds for embroidery and for its meshes. With CV, I would like to talk about these fantastic qualities you have developed, which on trend actually during the pandemic, because during the pandemic we have seen an enormous development, especially in loungewear. And I would like to first talk about this fantastic novelties you have developed in warmwear. Warmwear is known the worldwide over, especially because of Uniqlo. But it is now also one of the major trends here in underwear in the rest of the world, in the whole Western world. So tell me a little bit about what warmwear is exactly.
Basically, for GEMMA, specifically to GEMMA, what we've developed for warmwear in loungewear and underwear is through various different techniques, not just particularly one. For example, we have from the yarn itself, we use some smart yarns like the Thermalite or 37.5, which regulates the body temperature. So when your body temperature is cool, it will regulate it back up to 37.5. Similar to Thermalite or Thermomax, they're just different suppliers in yarn, the different suppliers' name, but the function is the same. It's to keep warm without the weight, because innerwear, we're not a fleece jacket kind of product. So the function is, how do you keep warm without having too much heavyweight product or garment on you? So these special yarns actually serve this purpose. Another influence from our Japanese customers is acrylic micromodal with acrylic yarn. So this creates a very soft loungewear, but acrylic in the fabric gives you the warmth that you need. So this is a very big thing in Japan, where we're working with a few brands over there in that side, where again it's lightweight but keeps you quite warm. And then there is from brushing the fabrics as well to create that more extra texture and keep the body warm as well. So I see this as a big trend. Yes.
I just read an article about in the Wall Street Journal about the butterfly effect, how we cocooning ourselves in with all kind of layers. So layering is a really the big trend. And talking about also, there's even a psychiatrist who's saying the we are unsecure, people want to feel cozy and warm. So I must say, I have worn it myself. It is really a jacket. I mean, you wear it under blouse, one of those long sleeve t-shirts. It's fantastic. Yeah. One question: we have not heard about acrylic for a very long time. How come that that is suddenly back? Is there an improvement in sustainability? Is this a different yarn? Is it?
Actually, I wouldn't say there is an improvement in sustainability, but it's not the entire fabric is not entirely made out of acrylic. It's mixed with micromodal to give it that soft texture. I think the softness and the warmth is in. So actually, we've been doing this for quite some time for Japan. But because of the requirement now from other countries in the West about this warming effect, so micromodal acrylic has become a thing, but we do have only some percentage or composition with acrylic. The rest is with natural fibers and all mixed in it. So that's something kind of a little balance for that side of the innovation.
I have also seen, and we now talk about innovation, and oh my God, the dog just walks in. That is, there are packages delivered because this connected is that is what life is about. But So we're talking about this enormous development of especially sustainability. I saw in one of your samples that you also use refibra, and that is something which we see arriving actually quite recently.
Mhm.
I have understood that it's a lensing specialty.
Yes.
I see that you are using it for very, very fine materials, which
Mhm.
surprises me because most of those recycled yarns have a limit in fineness. Can you tell a little bit more about Refibra?
Well, as you know, it's the sustainability side of our fabric, of one of our collections. This we have a few in our selection at the moment. It's mixed with a various other kind of composition, but it's very soft, very light. And of course, because made from cotton waste, it gives you that sustainability side of it. Aside from the Refibra, we also have other things like the Capro and a few other things. But the emphasis would always be on soft texture and sustainability at the moment.
Now, I received from you quite some samples to go through. I'm very surprised. Everything is soft and supple and actually very lightweight as well. And that's
Yes.
another point that I found very interesting in that article, actually from the Washington from the Wall Street Journal. That is that. The consumer today, he wants to be super warm. It doesn't matter whether things are voluminous or very,
Mm,
but they absolutely want it to be lightweight. So that light
mm,
element is an enormous development at the moment. Um,
mm,
the other interesting development when we talk about sustainability is the enormous comeback of cotton. We have
mm,
sustainability in the recycling of polyester and nylon. But what
mm,
is interesting is the enormous focus from the knitters, but also from lace people,
mm.
on organic cotton.
Yeah.
Is that also the case in your company?
Yes, that's the case. Actually, this coming season, our customers are going to see a lot more of organic cotton products with spandex, without spandex. We even have up to 50 gauge, very high gauge organic cotton fabrics as well. So we see this as an upcoming thing and a big demand from all the brands. They are looking to replace completely, in many of the brands, completely their cotton lines into an organic cotton product. So we also have certificates like OCS for the organic content standard to certify that we are up to standard on that as well. So yes, that is a big thing.
It's quite. I see also a lot of spima cotton cut off, a lot of quite advanced technology as well in spinning. What about this criticism? Everybody used at a certain moment to tell the world actually it's quite okay. I remember hearing a conference in Hong Kong from one of
Mm,
the leaders in in activewear saying
mm,
all that story about polyester, we had to forget that it's so polluting. It's quite actually much better than cotton because cotton uses so much water.
mm.
How is that coming back to you? Is there any client who says, "Oh, cotton? No, I have heard that it's bad for the planet"?
Um, Not necessarily. I don't hear customers saying that, but to be honest, it does consume some more water. But what we've done in the company in terms of the investment is also we have started investing in low liquor ratio dyeing jet machines and other sorts of things that will reduce the amount of liquor or water as well as chemicals in the dyeing process of our fabrics. Aside from that, we also have other sustainability projects like solar roof panels on all our factories and dye house. So we try to tackle on these points rather than just giving a person a brand and say, okay, this is our organic cotton product. Okay, take it because it's sustainable. But we do try to get into how it's produced and what can we do to reduce or lower the volume of water, chemicals, etc., that goes into the process as well. So this is where we can do or where we can try to solve this issue.
It's fascinating to see as well that in fashion always there are contradictions, because
Mm,
the other thing, and that's what you see me grabbing here, the other
mm,
thing that is quite amazingly important in fashion, and that again that goes everywhere, is the amount of transparency, the lightness of, perhaps you can't see, is this is a beautiful spacer with a
mm,
metallic effect, which is
mm.
also transparent, and I presume has other qualities, like can be dyed in different colors, probably also be molded.
Yes, yes. This is moldable and also can be dyed in other colors, but the Lurex color will stand. So if the customer wants a silver Lurex, it'll be silver on the Lurex, but other parts of it are dyeable into any color they
I hope
want.
you can see it, that it's shiny. I mean, it's always very difficult online. It's also
Yeah.
very simple, and it's not scratchy, because you expect Lurex to have a scratchy effect. It's also, we ourselves made a beautiful, in the stripes and in this sort of the direction of the playing with the direction of the stripe, beautiful corsets, because in
Mhm.
corsets are really coming back as a have to be seen piece on top of your garments. Very interesting, but it also is a trend that I have seen that now, especially in leading a lounge and sport collection, everything that's a rib. Can you
Mm,
say a little
yes.
more what kind of ribs?
Actually, you're right on point. Ribs is another one that's coming very strong. I'm assuming this is a continuation from the whole loungewear look that the past year 2020 has been in demand because of the work from home. So ribs has already always been in our collection, but recently we have developed more value added or more products into the ribs and waffle design. So we have free cut ribs now that are clean cut. We have that are coming out irregular ribs, which are in different, widths in irregular design or pattern. We have recycled yarn ribs. So those, and also we have in natural yarns, cotton, modal, bamboo. So a lot of these things, we are putting a lot of our development emphasis on the ribs, also ribs for in melange and also for swimwear, for loungewear. These are quite big at the moment.
What I also see in your collection is something that you have to explain to me. Um, there's this beautiful fabric here. It's cotton pima, a third of the content, and then it says hydrophile. Okay, we understand,
Mhm.
but then it
Mhm.
says bonding for laminate.
Oh, yes. So that's a finishing we make for the customers who want to do bonding on their products. If we put too much soft silicone, it cannot be bonded, and that's an obstacle for this kind of finishing. So that's when we receive an inquiry, some of them are free cut on its own, some are not, but customers still want to bond and laminate them. This finishing is done especially for that purpose.
Yeah, this is a very, very beautiful fabric. I presume this is very much for yoga wear or that kind of product.
Yeah.
It's a good point that you make there, because of with a lot of young
Mm.
companies who try to develop garments which have a bonded finishing. They
Mhm.
are not aware of that very often. That indeed fabric needs to be specially treated, specially finished to
Yeah.
create, to allow a very good bonding. The other element of transparency is also very, very interesting. You talked about a little bit about Ashler,
Mhm.
and as part of your company, that
Mhm.
transparency I have seen basically everywhere, which seems to be a complete counter trend of all the warm wear
Mhm.
and the thermal wear, and especially all that nightwear, which is developing into something quite functional again, which is very funny. From you, I have a whole pile of fabrics here, where some of those fabrics keep you cool, and other
Mhm.
fabrics keep you warm, and that is also a big trend to
Mhm.
add, especially to add new uh, uh, new performance to a fabrics, there are all kinds of new finishes that like, and that is also one of your specialty, what you call infrared, which is good for your blood circulation. Then we
Yeah.
have this collagen treatment,
Yes.
which is, I mean, I cannot imagine differently that every woman would like a pajama in that, with that treatment, because it's, but it is, it's not just fun. It is really, it's really proved by all kinds of clinical
Yes.
research.
Yes.
So this whole development of a knit, which is not only just a knit like a t-shirt,
Mm,
but has very special functions,
mm,
in temperature regulation, in
yeah.
the way it communicates with the skin. And
Yeah.
I must say that that in this case, really,
Mm,
GEMMA is the place to go to, because you are really a big specialist in that whole area. We are almost at the end already. It goes very, very quick. I must
okay.
say, it's always a pleasure to visit you, and I hope next time when I speak again, then in September probably, there's a real
I
fair.
hope so. Yes, I hope so. We're missing Paris here.
Oh, then we visit all. There is a forum, so I will especially in the way we explain the different quality. I will focus on this whole element of extra properties in your beautiful soft fabrics.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
very much, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Jos. Bye.